Plagiarism. This module provides an overview of plagiarism and how to avoid it. According to the Federal Office of Science and Technology Policy, plagiarism is the appropriation of another person's ideas, processes, results, or words without giving appropriate credit, including those obtained through confidential review of others' research proposals and manuscripts. Professor Bruce Railsback, Department of Geology, University of Georgia, suggests it is presenting the data or interpretations of others without crediting them, and thereby gaining for yourself the rewards earned by others, is theft, and it eliminates the motivation of working scientists to generate new data and interpretations. Work that can be plagiarized includes words, language, ideas, findings, writings, graphic representations, computer programs, diagrams, graphs, illustrations, information, lectures, printed material, electronic material, any other original work. Unethical behavior, if allowed to pass, would degrade the scientific record and would affect the reputation of the scientific community. If left unchecked, the integrity, quality, and credibility of researchers would deteriorate. Here are two examples of unethical conduct. 1. An article in Chemical and Engineering News reports on a chemist in India who plagiarized more than 70 papers over the past 4 years. 2. The blog on the right, Retraction Watch, reports on 60 articles retracted by the Journal of Vibration and Control after investigation into misconduct of Peter Chen. Detection is out there, and the bottom line is that you will be caught. So let's discuss more on how to stop plagiarism occurring in the first place. Correct citation in your research paper is critical to avoiding any mistakes. Crediting the work of others, including your advisors or your own previous work, by citation is important for at least 3 reasons: to place your own work in context, to acknowledge the findings of others on which you have built your research, to maintain the credibility and accuracy of the scientific literature. Question: a researcher notices a paragraph in a previously published article that would be suitable as the materials and methods in his article. The researcher decides to copy that paragraph into his paper without quotes or attribution. Has the researcher violated any ethical boundaries? Answer: it is vitally important that the scientific results and ideas in a paper are the author's own. Plagiarism of results or original ideas is a serious offense. Reusing text in the materials and methods when you followed the same technique and used the same equipment as another author may be a less serious form of plagiarism. However, it is still unacceptable. Instead, just say that you followed the same technique as another author and cite them fully, or rewrite the technique in your own words. Copying and pasting the words of others is disrespectful to the original author. Always give credit where it is due. Plagiarism is the single most commonly reported ethics issue, based on cases reported to Elsevier Journal's publishing staff in 2012. However, we do not know whether this is because plagiarism actually occurs the most often. More likely, it is just the easiest ethical issue to detect, especially these days with plagiarism detection software such as Crosscheck. So, what's the real rate of plagiarism? Actual rates are low, but in absolute numbers still alarming. The perception of editors, publishers, and the media is that rates are increasing, but there is no robust evidence to suggest this yet. There is some evidence to suggest that the rate may even be decreasing. Slide 10. Crosscheck is a huge database of 30+ million articles from 50,000+ journals from 400+ publishers. Software alerts editors to any similarities between the article and this huge database of published articles. Many Elsevier journals now check every submitted article using Crosscheck. Plagiarism is serious but easily avoidable. Plagiarism is easily avoided. You can use ideas, phrases, and arguments from sources already published. Just acknowledge the source and the original author. Paraphrasing is restating someone else's ideas while not copying their actual words verbatim. It is unacceptable to use exact phrases from the original source without enclosing them in quotation marks. Emulate sentence structure even when using different words. Emulate paragraph organization even when using different wording or sentence structure. Can you plagiarize your own work? Text recycling, self-plagiarism, is a gray area, but best to err on the side of caution. Always cite, quote, even your own previous work. If you publish a paper, and in a later paper, copy your introduction word for word, and perhaps a figure or two without citing the first paper, editors may conclude that you intentionally exaggerated your output. A question on the potential consequences of ethical misconduct. A researcher has plagiarized another author's article. What are the potential consequences, and what actions can the publisher or researcher's institution or funding body take? Consequences can vary depending on the misconduct and the journal, institutions, and funding bodies involved. Authors could have articles retracted, carrying a note why they were retracted, for example, for plagiarism. Have letters of concern or reprimand written to them. Institutes and funding bodies could carry out disciplinary action. Very rarely do such extreme punishments, such as being barred from publishing, loss of position, or loss of funding occur. Never be tempted. If in doubt, cite your source, even if the original authors have died. Never, when drafting your papers to save time, cut and paste, because you may forget what you have taken from where. If you suspect you have detected plagiarism, you must report it. Then we can rely on the literature and on the scientific community to relay the truth, which is, after all, our mission. Thank you for your attention.